Ashoka the Great, also known as Ashoka Maurya, is one of the most iconic figures in Indian history. His reign as the third emperor of the Maurya dynasty marked a significant epoch in the subcontinent due to his profound transformation from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent king who embraced Buddhism and championed non-violence and tolerance. Born around 304 BCE, Ashoka was one of the many sons of King Bindusara, the second Mauryan emperor, and a grandson of Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of the Maurya dynasty. Ashoka's early life was marked by brilliance in both administrative and military capacities, which eventually led to his appointment as the governor of Taxila and Ujjain, two major cities in the Mauryan Empire. After the death of Bindusara around 272 BCE, a war of succession broke out among his sons. Ashoka emerged victorious, though the details of these conflicts are sparse and often filled with legends. Once he secured his power, he expanded his empire, which already was one of the largest in ancient India, covering most of the Indian subcontinent. Ashoka's early rule was characterized by aggressive expansions and military campaigns. The most notable of these was the conquest of Kalinga, modern-day Odisha, around 261 BCE. This war proved to be a turning point in Ashoka's life. The heavy toll of the Kalinga War, which resulted in widespread destruction and took a massive number of lives, caused Ashoka profound grief and remorse. Witnessing the bloodshed and suffering firsthand led to his transformation and subsequent embrace of Buddhism. Renouncing the path of violence, Ashoka adopted Buddhism as the guiding principle of his rule. He became a patron of the faith, spreading its teachings not only within his empire but also across ancient Asia. His efforts to propagate Buddhism included the dispatch of missions led by his son Mahinda and daughter Sanghamitta to Sri Lanka and other Southeast Asian countries. Ashoka's dedication to peace and moral governance is most famously encapsulated in the Edicts of Ashoka, inscriptions carved on pillars and rocks throughout his empire. These edicts communicated his policies on governance, ethical behavior, animal welfare, and religious tolerance. The messages emphasized truth, non-violence, and respect for all life forms, reflecting the principles of Dharma, moral law. Despite his extensive efforts to promote Buddhist values, Ashoka maintained a policy of religious tolerance, allowing Hinduism and other religions to be practiced freely within his empire. He also implemented significant public works, including the construction of roads, hospitals, and watering stations to improve the lives of his subjects. Ashoka's death in 232 BCE marked the beginning of the decline of the Mauryan Empire, but his legacy endured. Today, Ashoka is remembered not only as a powerful ruler but as a pioneer of the concept of a welfare state governed by moral and ethical principles. His transformation and subsequent actions have made him a lasting symbol of benevolent leadership and religious tolerance. His emblem, the Ashoka Chakra, and the lion capital of Ashoka are proud symbols of modern India, embodying the ideals of peace, courage, and righteousness that he stood for.
Dramatic transformation. Ashoka's conversion from a ruthless conqueror to a benevolent ruler after witnessing the horrors of the Kalinga War is exceptionally dramatic and profound. This transformation is one of the most radical changes in character and policy ever recorded for a monarch. Widespread propagation of Buddhism. His transition to Buddhism not only altered his personal life but also dramatically shifted the cultural and religious landscape of Asia. He actively spread Buddhism across an empire that encompassed a vast array of cultures and religions, influencing millions of lives. The Edicts of Ashoka. The edicts, which were inscribed on pillars and large stones across his vast empire, are unusual in ancient governance. They openly discuss Ashoka's personal remorse and his philosophical and ethical epiphanies, which is quite rare for a reigning monarch to share so publicly. Ethical governance. His detailed attention to ethical governance, animal rights, and welfare of his people in the edicts was far ahead of his time. These policies laid the groundwork for what could be considered one of the earliest recorded attempts to create a welfare state. Religious tolerance. In an age when rulers often enforced their own religious beliefs upon their subjects, Ashoka's policy of religious tolerance and pluralism stands out. He supported various faiths and built several stupas and monasteries, yet he also ensured that other religious practices were protected in his empire. Mystery surrounding his death and decline of empire. Despite his significant impact, the details of Ashoka's death and the rapid decline of the Mauryan Empire after his reign remain shrouded in mystery, adding an enigmatic end to his story.